We're at the Flip House today in Bowdoinham. Here with my friend Tom Smith and John Luka behind the camera.
All right.
All in sub 2. So we're scheduled to close on this place at 4 o'clock today. I can kind of just show you the project and kind of what happened, some of the issues we had, and all the money that's made at the end of it. So we bought this house through PPC. So PPC, for those of you that don't know, is pay-per-click. So the lead came in. I talked to the owner, William, really nice guy, sweet guy. Came in maybe a week or two after to look at the house and kind of tell him about the situation, what happened with him. He lost his job a couple years back, and his wife left him, and life happens and things get away from you. So the layout of the house is really nice, but this whole stuff was full of trash. Like, this is the dining room. There was, like literally a bunch of the floors were messed up. This whole stuff was full of stuff. The carpets over here were completely destroyed. So, he came to an agreement on terms. So basically, what he wanted was just to walk away, get some money in his pocket. So this actually was a subject to deal. It was actually the first subject to deal that we did in Maine. Well, I did anyways. So for those of you that don't know what subject to means, is we're taking over the mortgage, making the payments on the seller's behalf, and then once we sell the property, or if you keep it, the loan gets paid off that time. So for me, this is a subtail. We want to buy the place. We were going to sell it on the market. So I think the mortgage interest on him was like $800 a month, very low interest rate, and 30-year note was left or whatever. So what ended up being left was $142,000. I gave him, I think it was like $10,000 I gave him to just move on and start his next life. So he got a rental house somewhere, and he's just moved on. But here we have the living room here. We have the kitchen and the dining room, but throughout the whole house, obviously we did clean out, demo, first thing we always do. And then we repainted the whole house, and then we painted the walls and trims, and then we installed new light fixtures. The ones that were here were destroyed, and wasn't working. So for the living rooms, we usually just use the LED ones. For the kitchen and bathrooms, we try to use the recessed lighting if it's available, but sometimes where the ceilings or the joists go a different way, you have to like dig in. You have to actually hole in the joist. It's just a lot of work, so these are just much easier just to replace. The kitchen's brand new. We just go with the regular stock cabinets, white, and then the countertops, and then we always use black stainless steel appliances.
This is all new.
Yeah, that's all new.
Oh, nice.
So like something like simple as this, where they don't do
The finish there.
something like very simple. It just takes literally 2 seconds to glue this on and iron it. They just don't do that stuff. So had some issues with the contractor here, but kind of worked out.
Nice.
Yeah, so we did the unit fixtures, the kitchens, the bathrooms. So bathrooms just replacing the vanities and such, and then also the hardwood floors just get refinished. So this is a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom. So when you go upstairs, so the upstairs, we've got the 1 bathroom here, the full bathroom for everybody to use. And then we've got 4 bedrooms all throughout. The reason why this is here is because in the ceiling, there was some water that got into the ceiling in the attic, where the attic, the insulation was all destroyed. So they had a mold radiation company come in. They did all new insulation on top of the attic that came in, but otherwise, everything else is, vinyl flooring throughout. We always use the same gray color, and the same colors for the paint, same colors for the trim and everything. So we try to be in and out of projects fairly quickly, and try to just do, I don't want to say the bare minimum, but do the stuff that we always used to. Again, here, there were some issues with the contractor and some of the work, but again, for the price point that we had this place, it wasn't really that big of a difference. Worst case scenario, we just gave them some credit for like the paint job or something. But
How much you put into this?
I think
For rental?
Yeah, I think so. I think renovations was totals around like 45,000,
Okay.
and that includes the 7,000 for the mold remediation that they wanted. Yeah, so we bought it at 142. Gave the seller I think we gave the seller 5,000. I have to check the notes, but I think it was 5,000 for the seller, 45,000. Then we sold it for 370,000. Yeah, because 8,000 was seller credits, but they paid over asking. So
Huge.
yeah, so the total profit on this is like 150, 160, something around there.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, and I think this was maybe 4 months turnaround time, purchase to close.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, so the biggest issue we had was the bank was asking me about length of ownership. So sometimes when you go like these FHA loans or something, you have to hold the property for 90 days before you can actually sell it.
Right.
So I think that's why it took us 4 months, is because we had to hold it for 3 months. And then when we sold it for 3 months, then we listed it. And that's when we actually got the offers. And so, yeah, we had like 14, 15 showings the first weekend, and we got the first offer that same weekend. And we asked for 370, we got 378 with 8,000 seller concessions, which is all net the same.
Wow, that's awesome.
So, yeah.
So it's actually already sold.
It's already sold, yeah. I'm getting a check for
Yeah.
like 200,000 when I leave. So, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
You need somebody to hold the check for you?
My wife will do it. Then, if this house was like anywhere closer to like where I live, this would be perfect for, you know, where's you gonna find a $800 mortgage?
Yeah.
Nowhere.
Nowhere. No.
So they have a pretty big basement downstairs, which is really nice. So it's a huge basement, very high ceilings, and again, there's a bunch of stuff down here. I think we had to get, 4 dumpsters total to get everything out. But you know, someone if they wanted to come in here and finish it.
Oh, this could be finished nice.
Yeah, and they've got also the doorway that goes outside the bulkhead. So is this, again, these ceiling heights, you can make it livable. There's windows and some natural lighting and things. So you can use that storage if you want, or you can use it as an office, a gym, whatever you want to do.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Because I've finished basements before in
Yeah.
houses that I've had, you know, personal ones, and yeah, this would be nice.
Yeah.
You can see it's the floor, it's dry and everything with all the snow melting, right? You can tell that there's no issues there.
Yeah, there's no water here. There's a little bit more like, it's like the well, it was a little bit, it was like leaking when we got here. We got that fixed, but there's some like, you know, these like rust stains, I call them.
Yeah.
But, you know, the
No
heat,
active.
yeah, there was no heat in this place for a while.
So really all you did down here was really the dumpsters to get the stuff out of here?
Yeah, and then we also replaced the water tank because that was bad.
Okay.
But other than that, everything else is,
Were they hoarding down here too?
yeah, of course.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's all circuit breakers, there's no nozzle tubes or anything, so it's, they also have a fuse, not a fuse, but a generator.
Yeah, so they have the time for that. You didn't have to worry about the electric panel, so that's awesome.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So how did you pitch them for the sub-2 deal?
Well, it all comes down to like what the seller wants and what they need, right? So, what do they want? Did they need the money? No, they didn't need the money. They just wanted to be done with it. Because again, sometimes life hits you and you get overwhelmed, and it just feels like you have a big burden on your shoulder. And just getting this burden off, the liability and the stress of it off, is huge. So, I didn't even offer him a price. He said, you know what? Why don't you just take over the payments? Because I told him like, what if you want to do something about taking over the payments and stuff like that? And he was all for it, and he's like, yeah, let's do that. And then, you know, he just wants some money to walk away. Again, I think I gave him 5,000, might be 10, to just, you know, get into another rental place and move on. But,
Wow.
yeah, super sweet, nice dude.
The perfect seller.
Yeah, no, super
So
nice dude.
the only thing that you brought into the
Just renovation costs.
just renovation
That's it,
costs,
yeah.
and you basically you saved a lot of money on getting a hard money loan. You're doing a flip without actually purchasing the property.
Exactly.
Wow.
No, the title changed, right? So we own the place.
Yeah,
The title's
but
changed.
not in the cash
Not
when
in
you
cash,
go
right.
in to get a hard money loan or
Exactly.
anything like that. Yeah,
Exactly, yeah.
that's the beauty of doing a subject to
Creative deal.
or seller finance deal. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because all parties win, right? For me to go and, you know, raise 140 plus 40 renovations, $180,000, you got to pay hard money. You got to get people in here, take a look and stuff like that. Where you just have a mortgage of like $800 a month. That's much cheaper than any hard money loan. But also, if like, let's say I couldn't sell this place, I could keep this as a rental, you know, and not ever have to worry about anything. right? Because I mean, in this area, a 4-bedroom, you might get 2,000, maybe 2,200 or something. But you're still cash flowing. I mean, you hold this long term, eventually it's gonna get paid off, right?
Yeah, awesome, man.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
I'm gonna show you the garage. So the garage is pretty big.
Was it the flooring that you chose like this? Or is
No,
it-
this was here before. I don't like to mess with stuff that's already here.
Yeah.
Because the
Cut-
biggest thing is the demo is huge. To rip all the, like we ripped out tiles in the other place, and it's a lot of hard work and labor.
Yeah. You built a new deck?
Yeah. So what was here before was like a it was a deck that was going out. There used to be a pool here,
Yeah.
but it was not safe. So this guy built the deck, but there was no door to get outside. So that that kind of pissed me off. But again, when you don't want to fix things, then I always tell people, you don't deal with me, deal with Amex. You know, I'm a very nice guy, very easy to deal with. Amex isn't. So, but again, this is just here. Yeah, this is just here, just so the other deck was very unstable and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But
Awesome.
but the biggest thing is like in Maine, it's very cold and storage is very limited. So having a huge 2-car garage is a big plus for anybody.
Yeah.
This is massive. You can have this as like a workshop area, 2-car garage.
Yeah, exactly, 2-car garage and still have a workshop in
Yeah.
there. That's how big this is.
Yeah, like you open your lawnmowers, your hard tools, you got the big wall there, just put your tools on there and stuff like that, so. These are some of the extra doors over here. This is the flooring we left for them, left in a box, and then leave some of the extra tiles and stuff, so.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah,
Cool.
that's the project. I was supposed to be CMP up, so let me tell you stuff about some of the.
Did you actually repaint the house or no?
Yeah, how you start.
Okay.
Yeah. I was just gonna go outside real quick. I was gonna show you about some of the things that came up that we had to deal with. Yeah, so this also, I think it's like a 2-acre lot, by the way. I think you go to the front all the way to the back,
Yeah.
so it's good. But so when we had the offer come in, they did an inspection. Then after the inspection, they came back with like, hey, we need $45,000 to fix this, and this. And I said, okay, no, that's not gonna happen. And then when I actually looked at the reports, there was stuff like, we need a new roof. I'm like, really? You have a new roof? It was just done. Like, I have photos of the roof, and I paid the invoices for the new roof. Because the roof wasn't leaking before, but because it was like a 30-year-old house, people are always gonna ask about it. So my cost to fix the whole roof is much cheaper than someone else's. So we replaced the whole roof, and then they were asking stuff about, the electricity and this and this and this.
So you replaced the roof after they said?
No, before.
Okay, yeah.
So they came back with a list of like $45,000 to fix this, and I said, no, that's not gonna happen in any lifetime. Because I told them if the house doesn't sell, I just keep it as a rental, it doesn't even matter. Because I know the house is safe. That's my biggest concern, right? Like if there's something you don't like about the color of the wall or something, that's on you, that's not my problem. So this is where like having an agent that knows what they're doing is very important, because that agent the way that she approached me and talking to, like, it wasn't like, hey, we would like these things fixed, like, hey, you better fix these things or else we're not going to move forward. And I'm like, okay, no. So that's where having an agent that knows what they're doing and has your best interest in mind is very important, because that agent, because the sellers love the house, but the agent was being very, very just, I would say they're persuading the seller to not move forward with it.
The agent that represented the seller.
The seller, exactly right. So I talked to my agent, and I said, you know what? If they really want to, I took a look over the items. I said, I'm not going to replace the roof. That's brand new. The other stuff, okay. I was like, I'll give you $15,000 in credit if you want, just to get the deal done. Because again, for me, we want to make money. We need to make money to stay in business, but at the same time, it's not going to change my life. So then the next week comes around, my agent calls me and says, hey Z, the agent was very, very rude. She's a new agent, she doesn't know what she's doing. I talked to her, and we're gonna just get this, and this fixed. So that ended up totaling $7,500. And what that was is the installation of the roof that was wet and molded. So that's where the mold remediation comes, and then a couple of the GFIs get replaced that the bank required. So we ended up going from $45,000 down to $7,500 in a matter of like less than a week. So that's why having a good agent to represent you as the homeowner as well as the seller is very important, because some of these people, they don't know what they're doing. They just think, hey, we're gonna give an offer, blah blah blah, or we're gonna lock up the contract and things like that, and that's, you know, it's not really good business. So
Cool.
those are some of the issues we had dealt with the seller, but we have the closing today at 4 o'clock. We'll be done with this project and on to another one that we'll show you after this one.
Wow. Awesome.
Yeah, great job.
Well, thank you, Z, for bringing us, out here, and also just giving us all the wonderful things that have taken place in here. Z, as you know, he's doing some big things, and yeah. Z, before you go, talk to us about the safety event that's coming up. You
Yes,
know,
we have the event coming up on April 22nd. It's in Manchester, New Hampshire, at the college. I think it's
Southern New Hampshire University.
Southern New Hampshire University at April 22nd. It starts at 2 o'clock, and it goes to 10. All the people that are going to be there in the room is going to be amazing. We have attorneys, we have creative students that are talking about subject to wholesaling, novations, all these seller financing, all these creative transactions that you will ever use in your life, and that people actually have done them. There's one thing to put things in theory and say, hey, this is how you do it. It's another thing to go through the process legally, the paperwork, the attorneys you talk to, and making sure everybody understands and what's going on. So join us. It's going to be a great event. Seats are limited to 250 people. Don't miss out. If you need the tickets, I'll send it the Eventbrite link for a sign up. But it's going to be a dope event. You definitely don't want to miss that and be in that room.
all right, awesome, brother. Thank you. God bless.
Thank you.
All right.